All right. So, what if a Chromebook and a laptop had a baby? Let's take a listen to my two Google AI assistants, Frick and Frack. I don't know what else to call them. And let's see what they have to say of stuff we've talked about before. A short listen, about 7 minutes, so don't go away. Let's take a quick listen, then we'll talk about this some more.
Okay, so you've seen the ads, right? You've heard the buzz. Chromebooks seem like they're everywhere these days. And they're kind of shaking up the whole laptop scene. But are they just these like hyped up web browsers or are they like, the future of computing? That's what we're diving into today. We're going deep on Chromebooks, the real deal. We're talking what they are, obviously, but what are they good for? And what are they really not good for? And then, the big question, is one right for you? And get this, Chromebooks, they're already a thing. Like over 4% of the market, can you believe it? They're even like challenging those Windows laptops. You know the ones, we've all had them. So expert speaker, lay it on us. What IS a Chromebook? Break it down.
It's tricky, right? Because they're kind of in between. Like if a smartphone and a laptop had a baby.
Okay, yeah, I see that.
But it's not just about having a bigger screen to browse on, though that's nice too.
Right.
It's more about the need it fills. Like a lot of us, we use our phones for almost everything now.
Totally.
But then, you got to type up a long email or edit some photos or just want to watch a movie on something bigger than your hand.
Yeah. I get that. Makes sense.
Chromebooks, they just slot right into that space.
Okay, but they look like regular laptops. I gotta ask, what's the big difference then?
You're right, they do look similar. But it's all about what's running the show, the operating system, Chrome OS.
Okay, so like Windows, but for Chromebooks.
Kind of. It's different, though. Windows, Mac OS, they're made to run all sorts of complex software, Chrome OS. It's all about efficiency. Super lightweight, boots up crazy fast, and it just focuses on what people use computers for most these days, like browsing the web, doing some email, watching your shows.
So are we stuck with just like Google stuff then?
Actually, no. This is where it gets interesting. Since 2019, Chromebooks can run Android apps.
Wait, what? You're kidding?
Straight from the Google Play Store. So yeah, you've got a massive library of apps, productivity, games, all that.
Hold on, did you say games? As in like real games?
Yep. And many newer Chromebooks even support Linux apps, too.
Whoa, okay. This is way more than just a big phone now. Color me intrigued. But tell me about storage. That's always been my hang-up. Like, these things are all about the cloud, right? What if you run out of space?
Yeah, good point. That used to be a bigger worry. But Chromebooks are changing. These days, 128 GB or 256 GB is pretty standard. And if you really need it, some models even go up to 512 GB, even 1 TB. So yeah, you got options now.
Okay, so we're convinced. Chrome OS, it's not just for browsing anymore, but paint us a picture, expert speaker. When are Chromebooks like the perfect fit? Who are they really made for?
All right, so picture this. You're a student, right? Got your backpack full of books, running from class to class, maybe hitting the library. You need something light, something that'll last all day, and something that won't break the bank. Chromebooks, they nail it.
Yeah, affordability is huge EE for students. That's a no-brainer.
Exactly. And it's not just the upfront cost. Chromebooks last a long time. They update themselves and the security built right in. So no need to shell out for antivirus software or worry about like expensive repairs down the line.
So students, budget-minded folks, they're loving Chromebooks. Who else?
Okay, think about people who basically live in their web browser, email, social media, streaming their shows, maybe doing a little bit of writing. That's prime Chromebook territory. They handle all that without the extra weight of a traditional laptop.
Makes sense. So Chromebooks are great for students, casual users, anyone who loves that whole cloud-based browsery life. But, Iman, be honest, there's got to be some downsides, right? When would a Chromebook be like, nope, not going to cut it?
Well, let's talk gaming. You can play Android games on them, even use those cloud gaming services like Xbox Game Pass. But it's not the same as a dedicated gaming PC, let's be real.
Even with those Chromebooks that are like specifically for cloud gaming, they have those now, right?
Oh yeah, they're out there,
Yeah.
and they're definitely pushing things forward. But it makes you think, if you're spending that much on a Chromebook, why not just get a gaming laptop? It depends what you really want out of it, I guess.
Makes sense. So hardcore gamers might want to stick with what they know, yeah.
Probably a good call.
Yeah.
And then another thing, really professional level creative work. Photo editing, video editing, that kind of thing. There are Android apps, sure, but they're not the same as the desktop versions.
Right, like trying to edit a movie on your phone. It's like, I mean, I guess, but no.
Exactly. If that's your job, if you need those heavy-duty programs, a Chromebook probably isn't going to be your main machine.
Okay, so we've got the good and the, well, not so good. But what about the thing everyone wants to know? Price. Are Chromebooks really as budget-friendly as people say? Give us the lowdown. So let's talk numbers. The price tag. Are Chromebooks really the budget kings? You know, like everyone says.
Well, they didn't get that reputation for nothing. I mean, you can find a basic Chromebook for like, what, 150 bucks, 200? And that's totally fine for just browsing, doing some emails, that kind of thing.
Right.
But then, on the other end, you've got your premium models. And those can set you back over $1,000. Easy.
Wow. Okay, so it's like the whole spectrum then, from
Yeah.
bargain bin to like, ooh, shiny object.
Pretty much.
So where's that sweet spot? If you want the best bang for your buck, what should you be looking at?
The article, they highlighted the $400 to $600 range. Like, that seems to be the sweet spot. Enough power to do some real work, decent storage, maybe even a touch screen, the good stuff.
Okay, I like it. Good to know. Speaking of good stuff, we got to talk about this whole Chromebook Plus thing. What is that all about? It sounds kind of made up, like a marketing thing.
Yeah, it's more than just a fancy name. It's like Google's way of saying, this Chromebook, this one's legit. They have to meet certain specs to get that Plus label. Like good processors, plenty of RAM and storage, nice displays, the
Yep.
works. But here's the real kicker. They get some serious software perks.
Oh, okay. Like what? Don't hold out.
All right, so we're talking like AI stuff for video calls, better Google Photos features, and you're ready for this? They even come with Adobe Photoshop and LumaFusion.
Wait, hold up. Photoshop and LumaFusion on a Chromebook? No way.
Yeah, Google's not messing around. It's like they're saying, yeah, Chromebooks can hang with the big dogs.
Okay, this is blowing my mind. So before we go full Chromebook Plus, let's answer some burning questions. Can I run, like, regular old Microsoft Office on a Chromebook, asking for a friend?
Totally. You bet. You can grab the apps right from the Play Store or just use the online version, so you're good to go.
Nice. And what about Photoshop? Like, if you need it, but you're not ready to go all in on a Plus model.
So the full desktop version. Not going to happen on a regular Chromebook.
Yeah.
But you can get the mobile version from the Play Store. It's not, the full experience,
Yeah.
but it's something.
Right, right. Okay, last one. Gaming. We keep dancing around it. What's the verdict? Can you actually game on a Chromebook?
For casual stuff. Totally. Android games run great, and those cloud gaming services, they open up a lot of possibilities.
Right, if your internet connection can handle it, that is. It's always the catch.
Always a catch.
Well, expert speaker, I'd say we did it. We went deep on Chromebooks.
Yeah.
From those early days when they were just like, oh, it's a browser and a laptop costume, to now, it's pretty wild how far they've come.
For sure. It really makes you think about, like, what do we actually need a computer to do these days?
Just like be honest with yourself. Do you need all that other stuff? Or could a Chromebook be your new best friend?
Exactly. Maybe it's all you need. Who knows?
That's what we love about these deep dives. You learn something new every time.
Thanks for geeking out with us, expert speaker. Always a pleasure. And to everyone listening, thanks for joining us. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll catch you on the flip side for another deep dive.
All right. Welcome back. And for those of you who are new and like what you're hearing, don't forget to subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. So we do have some folks here in the chat. Allow me about 30 seconds to refill my cup of coffee, and we'll talk a little bit more about this. All right? Don't go away. Okay. So we're talking about what is a Chromebook? Do you need one? Some myths, hopefully debunked, about what Chromebooks can do. Let me go into the chat here and let's see who we have here. All right, we have Rich, and it looks like we have CFWW. Welcome to both. So, all right, so Rich was saying mom's laptop died. Her technician suggested a Chromebook. I just suggested what I have is a Lenovo 2-in-1 touchscreen. So most of what your mom does is email and Facebook. I said perfect. And then we have CFWW saying happy Wednesday to all. He has an MX Linux machine. All right, so Rich says you got her a Chromebook and it was about $300 with an additional Bluetooth mouse. Yeah, that's what I just in the previous comment I posted for mom about $300. So you and I are on the same page. You bought an Android tablet only because while the Fitbit app works on a Chromebook, the Chrome OS will not let Fitbit sync. Okay, I know what boy, that's a word this morning. I know what Fitbit is. I don't use it personally, but that's okay. Yeah, I mean, Chromebooks aren't for everyone, just like any single machine is not for everybody, because one size does not fit all, right? Of course not. But that's great. I mean, I think in this situation here, what you got for your mom, I think, sounds like it's perfect, Rich, for what she uses it for. I have a Lenovo 2-in-1, I think this is called a Yoga Chromebook. It's designed more for heavier use, gaming and stuff, which I don't really do, but it is a nice machine. This particular one, any of the higher end machines or the Chromebooks will give you 10 years of updates from Google, which is fantastic deal, starting at about $200. So you really can't go wrong with, if you're looking for something to replace your Windows machine, or you're tired of multiple updates and all that stuff, then a Chromebook in this situation, a Chromebook for Richie's mom, is the way to go. So I think it's fantastic that it's worked out for her. Chromebooks have come a long, long way since I first played with one over 10 years ago, which I got to be honest, back then I didn't think much of it. I really didn't. But man, they've come a long way. And, as we've talked about on this tech channel, usual tech channel, usually techie talk, I've been looking, some of us have been looking for a Linux-powered machine for the masses. Who would step up to the plate? And who knew it would be a Chromebook? During the pandemic, Chromebooks outsold Macs. That's pretty impressive when you think about it. Yeah, CFW says you got an Acer 17-inch Chromebook. Very heavy. Well, yeah, I mean, when you go into the bigger screens, bigger machines, of course, they're going to be a little bit heavier. You said you bought a refurb. Yeah, that's the way to go. I just bought for my birthday a few months ago, I bought a ThinkPad. 5-year-old ThinkPad, wiped it, and I put Windows 11 on that one just to have a backup. I seldom use it. If you search Amazon, you can find great deals. This particular ThinkPad, and I forget the model number, I think it originally was like $1,000. And I waited 5 years, maybe a little bit old in business. I don't know. I paid $200 with a new battery, but it runs Windows 11 beautifully. And I know if I put Chrome OS on it, it'll run even faster. So if you wanted to try downloading Chrome OS, in this case Chrome OS Flex, installing it, you can try buying a Chromebook. But if you don't know what you're doing or don't want to tinker, you can get decent Chromebooks for $200. But I would probably just get a Chromebook for about that price range, or $300, with Chrome OS pre-installed, and it's guaranteed to work 100%. And you don't have to worry about something not working right. So yes, The Lenovo's, probably most of them, most of the Chromebooks, and of course the Chromebooks Plus are brand new. They are fantastic values for what they do. All right, so Chrome recently opened, looks like BT Bluetooth to the apps, but isn't straightforward like an Android. Yeah, I don't use Bluetooth on my Chromebook that much. Usually when I have, and to be honest, I don't use my laptops that much. It's either when I'm doing this with these morning podcasts on my machine, on my desktop, and my 50-inch TV. I'm either doing this or on my phone. It's just more convenient. There's nothing wrong with laptops, of course, but that's what I usually do, and I don't use Bluetooth that much unless I'm driving. Then I will either have the Bluetooth in my car, activated, or just have my little Bluetooth headset. In the summertime, when I go to the pool, I'll have my Bluetooth speaker, and of course my phone to stream music. But other than that, I don't use Bluetooth that much. And by the way, if we do have anybody new who's watching this for the first time, please do say hello. I do these live shows for free, more or less for free. If you would like to donate to the channel, check out a PayPal link below in the show notes to help cover the Comcast bill. I would be helpful, and I would be truly grateful, and thank you. And otherwise, if you are new here, welcome to the show. All right, so Rich says 15 years ago you turned your Windows machine on, got the message of no OS. Huh? Install Linux and haven't run Windows OS. I have to be honest, Rich, in all my years of using Windows, I've never seen that. I've seen a lot of things in machines in general. Are you sure Windows was pre-installed? I've looked, I guess, as a first time for everything, but I've never seen that message. I think Windows 7 was fantastic, and the 8 and the 10 versions were not all that great. Windows 11 is superb. Yeah, it's the best Windows since Windows 7. I've installed it on 3 machines now. 10-year-old machines, 10-year-old desktops. Runs great, runs faster than some Linux, believe it or not. So Windows 11 is good, but I've never seen that kind of a message. No OS. Well, see, that was a clue for Windows saying, hey, forget about it. You want to use Linux. You see what I'm saying? That machine wasn't bought in New York, was it? Just kidding. Yeah, so for this live stream, I'm using Linux Mint XFCE. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. I was going to buy a new computer this year. I need one, but back in June, my son blew the engine on his Lexus. He drove the car with a bad water pump. And the best part, he did it a week before Father's Day. Thank you, son. I appreciate it. So he still doesn't have a car. I think I may have found one to use Lexus, but because of that, and right now he's looking for a job. And he's supposed to get a call today, I think, see if he found a job. Anyway, I'm going to buy him another car so he has it for work and school and all that, but no computer this year, unless somebody has a computer they don't need and wants to send it to me. Anyway, such is life, right? And life with the Chromebook is actually pretty good when I use it. Oh, this is on Windows 2K. Okay, wow. A little behind, yeah. Yeah, Windows 2K is a bit, like Fred Flintstone stuff, right? Yeah. I suppose nothing is perfect. Chromebooks, if Chromebooks come pretty close to being perfect in the sense that in this case, Rich's mom, who just wants to go on the web, doesn't do what I do. Yes, and then the Chromebook is a perfect Linux-powered machine, meaning there's zero maintenance. You turn it on, you log in, and it works. If it doesn't, then you need to return it, because that's how they were designed to work. And really, that's how we want any machine to work, don't we? Of course. So in terms of what's the perfect machine, Chromebooks are pretty close, pretty darn close in situations like this for Richie's mom. So. So for those of you who came in late, when we're done here, you may want to replay this podcast, because I started it with Google's AI assistants. I call them Frick and Frack, talking about what Chromebooks can do and do you need one. Amazing technology, this AI stuff. It's kind of scary too, but it's kind of cool to listen to. Yeah. So CF, on your 17-inch refurb Chromebook, have you had any issues with it since it was a refurb? I'm guessing probably not. Um, the Chromebooks, and I've issued a challenge over the years. Those of you who had Chromebooks, have you ever had malware, and have you ever been hit with ransomware? I haven't gotten a single response. It's been so lonely here. I've been crying. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, in this case, the answer is 0, and in this case, 0 is good. Never gotten malware on a Chromebook. And for the money, for what they do, it's the most secure machine out there. Now, I will say this. About a month ago, I was challenged. Somebody commented, you don't know what you're talking about, you're being silly, any Linux can do that. Well, Linux is definitely secure in general, but I haven't seen, besides a Chromebook, any Linux-powered machines for about $200 and up with that kind of security, except the Chromebook. And I challenged that comment person to tell me he didn't answer the question. So, yeah. They are secure, multiple layers of security, which is why a lot of businesses now are, they're transitioning to the Chromebook. Especially with ransomware, which I don't get it. Windows 11 has built-in ransomware protection, guys. You have to turn it on if it's not turned on. So that surprises me. So the problem here may not be Windows, but user error, as it were. I'm not saying you choose Windows over a Chromebook. I'm just saying is you gotta. And I know, look, a lot of people are not tech savvy like us. You have nurses. I got a cousin of mine, actually a couple cousins who were nurses. They're not tech people. They're medical people. Maybe construction worker. They don't know. It's not their fault. So I get it. Well, that's why I'm here. The screen is the best, so no issues with the Chromebook. Yeah, I don't have any problems either. In fact, the one I have, I just updated it like 20 minutes ago, restarted, and I'm good with it. So I wish I could get some Linux apps to work on it, like OBS Studio would be great. Kden Live would be great. And you have these useless YouTube videos saying this is how you install OBS Studio and Kden Live. But it doesn't work. Yeah, you can install it, but it doesn't work. It's not the fault of the Chromebook. The apps, the software has not caught up to what the Chromebooks can do. And it used to be in the past, well, the machines aren't powerful enough. Well, maybe 10 years ago, but that's not true anymore. So that's a myth that needs to be busted, and I just did. Is yours a touchscreen on that 17-inch Acer? All right. What time is it here? 9:49 locally. I'll stick around for a few more minutes, then I'll wrap this up. I just finished my coffee, so I'm going to clean up here and get cleaned up and start my day. But I'll stick around for a few more minutes, see if anybody else jumps in and wants to say hello or any more questions here. But yeah, if you haven't tried a Chromebook, you really should. These are probably for a lot of people the computer, the laptop of the future. As my two AI hosts said, what if what if a smartphone and a laptop had a baby? That's a Chromebook. I was looking at the YouTube analytics, and it seems I was looking at the top 10 videos for the channel. It seems that a couple of the Chromebooks ones seem to be the more popular ones from what I've seen. Probably not surprising. One of the ones I did was how to adjust the keyboard brightness on your Chromebook. Now, not all Chromebooks have that feature of a keyboard light. And I keep getting the questions, mine doesn't work or mine doesn't have it. Well, yeah, if it wasn't designed for that, obviously you can't adjust for something that wasn't built in. I usually turn off my keyboard brightness. It just drains the battery a lot faster, I have noticed. Yeah, you should get 10 to 12 hour battery life on a Chromebook. But if you got that keyboard brightness on or set high, you're looking probably about, it cuts it in half. It really does. And that's unacceptable to me. So unless you're typing in the dark, which I never do, you really don't need a keyboard brightness. It's almost kind of silly, in my opinion. All right, so CF says 10 years of updates. Yes, I think the machines from 2022 on, I think, and anything labeled a Chromebook Plus will give you 10 years of updates or more. I mean, that's up to Google, but I think, look, in today's world, I think 10 years is fair. That's a long time. For 10 years of updates and for a machine starting at $200, you just can't beat it. So yours is a touchscreen and loaded with everything. I would not have paid retail for it. Okay, yeah, the refurbs are good. There's nothing wrong with buying a refurb. But really, the retail prices on these Chromebooks, I usually look for sales, some kind of discount on Amazon. I believe the Chromebooks Plus start at about $400. which again, 10 years of service updates, it's not bad. But I would look for a sale. I mean, if something's brand new, you'll pay the full retail. But usually look for a sale like $50 off or even less, something like that. And they're perfectly fine. I have no problem buying refurb stuff, because I believe you still get a warranty, a warranty, and I believe on Amazon the return policy for the refurbs is at least 30 days anyway. So you should be in good shape. Yeah. Also, yours, it's a plus. Okay. All right. Cool. All right, it is 9:55, so what I'm going to do, let's give this a 5-minute warning. Last call for comments, questions, and then we'll wrap this up in about 5 minutes. I'm just going to check some quick messages on my phone here. I bought my mom a new bed set to make her happy, and anyway, I got to buy some new bed sheets. That was my latest purchase. Nothing to do with technology, but that's okay. We still need a good night's sleep, right? I've noticed some websites, some of the articles now, with the putting in the top 10 Linux. It's good to see Chromebooks or Chrome OS on that list. It's about time. So may have to do some dusting on my desktops here. I have to be honest. Sometimes I use a Swiffer. Sometimes I use a low-powered cordless leaf blower to clean out the inside of the desktops. Hey, it works. Maybe not recommended, but it's pretty quick, and it gets all the dust out without having to touch anything inside the desktop. So a low-power cordless leaf blower is what I use to clean my desktops. Maybe spray some scented Lysol in there for a quick scent. On second thought, don't spray anything. Yeah, no liquids, scratch that. What are you talking about, Toss? That's stupid. I know. The other day I came on in the morning, I had somebody from Scotland joining in. That was so cool. I think it was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 a.m. there. And he chimed in. That was awesome to have different people from, like around the world stop in and say hello. I think it's cool. Anyway. All right, it is almost 10 a.m. I'm going to wrap this up. So I guess that's it for this morning's live podcast on what's a Chromebook and do I need one? Hopefully we gave out some relevant information, maybe debunk some myths about Chromebooks and what they can do. It's obvious you guys who have them are pretty happy with it, and I am when I do use it, but it's never let me down. So, someone asked about the Google's Lacrosse web browser to resuscitate older Chromebooks. Someone asked about that. That is no longer being developed by Google. Considering that the new machine's going to give you 10 years of support, it's kind of irrelevant to have something like that. You can always try installing a form of Linux on an older Chromebook, or you can't keep using it. I wouldn't jump on the web, but you could use it to store, documents or whatever, music and stuff like that, and use it as a Bluetooth speaker if you have a nice Chromebook with 2 speakers on it. But Google's Lacrosse web browser is no more, and like I said, it's probably not necessary anymore with new machines giving 10 years of updates. So I do have an older Acer myself with the dual top firing speakers, CF, and great sound. Usually what I'll do is, in the summertime, I'll put it in my garage and use it as a boombox, as it were, just to stream music off a website, but I don't put any personal information in there. But Google's Lacrosse web browser is no more from what I read, and I completely get it. All right, I am caught up on my messages on my phone. Nothing new this morning for me. So anyway, thank you, all of you, for stopping by this morning. Great to have you here. And I'll catch you on the next one. So take care and have fun with your Chromebook. Ciao.